Welcome. This is Thursday, and you're tuned in to the Frontline Show on Intellectual Radio. I'm your host, Tyrone Muhammad. Kind of trust to be here shortly. But this is the Frontline Show, and I'm Tyrone Muhammad. Live call in 708-223-8953. Y'all know the drill. 708-223-8953. And as I always say, subscribe and share. Brought to you by Illinois Black Hemp Association. Our show today is brought to you by Illinois Black Hemp Association, the number one true social equity in hemp and across the Illinois and soon the United States. We are building, we're growing, and if you haven't already tuned in to a few posts I put on Facebook about our mixer that's happening on Monday. Wanda and Earl about to be there, but 6 to 9 they probably want to make it. But 6 to 9, we have our hemp industry mixer, cannabis mixer. We'll be right there, just teaching the people, having free food, fun products, free games and conversation. And y'all like drinks, so we will have plenty of drinks. Plenty of few infused THC, lemonade and teas and slushies. So come on out, be a part of the mixer, learn how to be a part of the business opportunity that we'll be presenting. So our goal is to, especially in Prohibition THC Cafe, to build multiple cafes and multiple opportunities for people to really invest their money into something that's fast growing, that we actually are controlling. That's why I say we're the number one social equity. It can 100% black owned, 100. Our products are our own. We don't have no outsiders products in our stores. Everything is ours. We produce it. We're learning more and more about it every day. What I want people to understand about hemp is billions of dollars in Illinois is being made from that product. Billions of dollars. And we are not even 1% of that opportunity. We're not 0.1% of that opportunity. So the Illinois Black Hemp Association seeks to bring everything in line, bring it all in line where we can really control from our position, from our standpoint, and from our networking capacity. We can control the resources and the revenue that this product, this flower is making. Hemp has, and most people don't even know it, hemp has over 50,000 applications. I'm going to say it again. Hemp has over 50,000 applications. Most of us that are unaware of it, we only see it as a smoking or medicinal purpose for using it, whether it's CBD or whether it's THC this, THC that. But you got to think about the future of hemp is in fabrics. The future of hemp is in plastics. The future of hemp is in making clothes, fibers, not cotton. It's going to be hemp. That's going to be probably the number one crop. Not that will be producing the clothes that you wear. A lot of the hemp papers, writing, books, a lot of things are starting to shift where they was destroying trees. They'll be destroying more hemp. And then just the plastics alone, being able to make that plastic. So that's fibers, plastics. And look what else they're doing with hemp. They got a product called hemp bricks. One, you don't know if you knew it. They making bricks for homes and floors and walls and tiles and also roofing tile from the hemp product. We looking at the little money, right? That's made from the people ingesting it. I'm talking about construction. I'm talking about in the future, hemp will probably be used to build roads and highways. Guess what? We're not building roads and highways now. Someone else is producing this crop across America. Someone else is controlling this crop across America. And we are in a position where we actually have our hand in it. We are positioning ourselves to be the biggest hemp organization in the country, not just Illinois. We're reaching out to people all across the country. That's reaching. It's actually funny, one, that it's people across the country that's interested in partnering and putting their dimes and their quarters and their nickels into what we're doing. Not the local people. They missing the opportunity to invest into something. So on Monday, we're having a mixer. I don't know if we can get everybody in there, but we're gonna have the mixer. A lot of the industry folks, whether it's lobbyists, lawyers, elected officials, will be there. Y'all come on out, man. Put your name on the list and join. If you go on my Facebook page, you can actually join the Illinois Black Hemp Association right now. If you go on the Facebook page, you'll see it. It's called the Illinois Black Hemp Association. That is our organization. We're really figuring this thing out, and we're about to, and we also are poised to open 2 or 3 more locations from our Prohibition THC Cafe. So we want investors. We want to be able to sell 40% of every location to our community. That's one of our major goals. I want to be the one to show everybody that this is how you have real community, collective collaboration, where they put their nickels, their quarters, their $100, their $50, their whatever, to get to a point where we franchise in a business that the community actually owns. It's not happening. It's really not happening. I want to be able to franchise a business. You collect enough dollars and nickels from the people that they own a portion of what it is that they've invested their money in too. And they can feel proud about that because it's not stopping. Even with the illegal market federally, that is cannabis. It's illegal. Hemp is federally legal. And we have people in this state pushing against Black people having control or interest. They've already violated us with the cannabis laws, and then they violated us with the legalization of cannabis. They didn't get that right. Illinois, don't let them fool you. J.B. Pritzker, Illinois, and his elected officials did not get cannabis right. Not at all. Most of all dispensaries, I say 98% of all dispensaries are owned by multi-millionaires that don't even live in Illinois. Most of all these dispensaries that we've been fighting for, standing on the front line, talking about the equity, how our elected officials said that when JB made weed legal, he said that it would be, they used the example of it would be like a lottery, like hitting the lottery for our communities, where the revenues would repair the damage that was caused by the war on drugs, where the revenue would fix our schools, where the revenue would reduce and increase workforce development, where we would operate prisons different, where we would do reentry work, where we would do prison reform, where we would do youth mentoring. Those tax dollars that our government, the new drug dealers, our government, the tax dollars they take in from cannabis, from their cronies, does not trickle down to our communities. They collected over $700 million in taxes last year. Are y'all listening to me? In 2024, our government collected over $700 million in cannabis tax dollars. I asked you to go look at your neighborhoods and your communities. Go look at them. Those tax dollars do not trickle down into communities. They trickle to little organizations that actually give some of the cannabis tax dollars to police departments. These the same people that locked you up for cannabis get more of the resources of legalization from tax dollars than you get in your own community. You have people still in jail for weed right now across the country. I'm telling you. You have people still in prison for weed across the country while white men are enriched further from a crop that for 60 years or more has violated our communities. The scare tactics around weed and cannabis, the scare tactics around the war on drugs and the effect of weed on the brain. Now, after serving all this prison time, we would be the true social equity people that should have benefited from that. But we wasn't. We aren't. We wasn't given the opportunities. So here we are, the Illinois Black Hemp Association that we've created with a collaboration to bring awareness, to talk about the wealth of information regarding that flower, because it's only one flower. No matter how they try to separate cannabis from hemp, just think about it from the perspective of all of the 50-some thousand applications. 50,000 applications for hemp. That means all of these different things that over the years, in upcoming years, hemp will serve as a major crop to produce those things that we use every day. Once again, the main 3 or 4 that we already know about are fibers, fabrics, plastics. Then now they're making hemp bricks. They're making hemp bricks to build homes and houses. Lightweight, cost efficient, effective. And then they'll be doing roads and highways possibly. So now we reduce, and paper, of course. They're already making hemp paper. They're making hemp paper right now as we speak. But the plastics made from hemp, biodegradable, breaks down in the soil. So that helps the earth as well. So no, we on top of it, man. So this show today is brought to you by the Illinois Black Hemp Association. Our membership is growing every day. And as I said before, please be a member. Join. I placed a couple of flyers on Facebook, on my Facebook page, and I also placed the mixer for Monday. We have a Monday mixer where we got free drinks, games, free products, free food, and conversation and information on how you can get involved and how you could be a part of the Illinois Black Hemp Association, how you can be a part of the franchise opportunities to own collectively our own locations, THC cafes, all across America as we expand. Don't get mad at us when we leave you behind, saying that we didn't give you no opportunity. So the mixer is gonna be right. We're gonna have a lot of people there, celebrities, elected officials from 6 to 9. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have food. We're gonna have games. We're gonna have conversation, and we're gonna talk business on how we control something that was taken from us or that has locked us out. They've locked us out of it, but we're putting ourselves in a position to bring the community to the table. And I think that's commendable on the part of our team. And as well as I'm always looking for opportunity to share in revenue in some form, collective opportunities for our community. Unfortunate, a lot of us do not take advantage of the opportunity, because we don't trust each other. We don't trust each other enough. We don't We don't spend money with each other enough. But with that being said, any conversation that y'all have, anybody want to call in and ask about those flyers and Monday Mixer, that's 708-223-8953. Live call in 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. But yeah, I'm just so happy about what's about to happen. Not just in the election process and dealing with what I see from what I'm doing. I'm going to try not even say nothing about it today. I'm just saying in general, I think just from the people I've talked to, we kind of waking up a little bit. I'm not saying that everybody is, but we kind of waking up. Our people are really saying that what's in it for us? What's in it for us? What do we have besides graveyard prisons and poverty? Graveyards, prisons, and poverty. What do we have beside that? As a community, as a people? It's not enough for Tyrone Muhammad to win. Because it was about me when I win. I would have won already or have won. It's not enough for you who has a great job out there and career and opportunity, and your neighbor don't have one. That's a problem because they're not able to contribute into the betterment of the community, the society. And oftentimes, anyway, when a lot of our community members get an opportunity and a job that pays them substantial money, they often leave the neighborhoods, leave the communities. It's nothing wrong with leaving the community, but they don't ever return. They got all of the issues. They got all of the something to say about what's going on, but they never return. They never return. So with that being said, listen, I'm gonna take a quick break, and Carter has come in the building, so we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back after these messages.
You cannot handle this intellect. 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 Dimensional third, I savage. Y'all have been working too hard for something that didn't need sacrifice. And I guess you didn't take it too far and won't value yourself for the right price. But you are the reason they breathe and the reason they dreams unfold. So we gotta handle this, it's been ridiculous. How we let haters get so inconspicuous. Watching my power, burning demons. You wanted a purge, open season. So drunk with illusion, don't see me coming. Meet your demise, I'm a woman. I do not conform to nobody's norms. I'm cleaning us up, sending the storms. High level vibration, increasing the pressure. You feeling my strength? This is my pleasure. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Woo. Call me the messenger. Hey, hey, hey. Call me the messenger. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Second verse I can count, yeah, I'm counting days. This truth you see coming, gon' make you shame. They've been secretly scared of domination. Consider their feelings no obligation. When dealing with ignorance, best you don't deal with it. Headed for tragedy cause you complacent. Stuck, lies in your information. Start looking for truth in the black nation. What? This is America. The rise and the fall of a fake nation. A true psychological situation. We suffer from years of defamation. I said it, you mad, do something about it. You all in your feelings ain't got no power. This is preparation for this revelation. You opposition, no complication. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Woo! Call me the messenger. Hey, hey, hey. Call me the messenger. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Woo! Call me the messenger.
Welcome back. This is the Frontline Show with Tyrone Muhammad Carter Trust on Intellectual Radio. For you all in the live audience, I need y'all to go subscribe and share the Intellectual Radio. Pick the numbers up, build the radio up. IntellectualRadio.com. This is the Frontline Show. Carter's in the house. Hey, Carter.
What's good, people? What's good? What's good? What's good?
So, Carter, I was out front of Phillips, and we just talked about Phillips Tuesday.
Yes.
And the school and his felon and the institution of learning, and then the young man gets shot at Phillips. And it's too normal, right? If I'm an alderman, right? Even if I'm a governor, I'm at some point going to show up to one of these schools, right? Like I'm going to show up to just to check on these babies.
I'm coming in.
I'm talking about Congress people, representatives. Like this my district, this my ward, this my whatever. And if somebody gets shot, and this is unfortunate, I think that's Miss Pat Dow ward. Over there on 39th, right?
That is. It's Pat Dow. Yes, it is.
And I see them at mixers. I see them at that award ceremony. What are you getting an award for, first of all? I see these people at all these different places. They show up where all the pompous individuals at. Now they represent the communities. But when a community member gets shot, especially a child, I never see them there. Furthermore, I never see all of the resources and money spent in violence prevention and to prevent retaliation. I never see these groups on the scene when we show up. Like, I never see them ever. Not downtown rally with the children when them little brothers and sisters go down, they beat each other or they break into businesses or they do what they do. I rarely see the people who receiving the millions in tax dollars, millions,
never show up
to collectively. Look, if they all that get money from the government show up collectively when there's issues and ills or when them babies are downtown, guess what we'll be able to do, Kyla? Be there as mentors and chaperones to get them babies home safely.
Well,
but let me transition and throw it to you. Now, I'm going to throw this to Carter because we talked about Phillips, and she brought this list in. We was talking about the felon schools, and I let her preface it and bring it in at this time.
Well, one of the things that I want to say is that we have normalized, we have become conditioned to our children losing their lives in the street.
Yep.
And the people who are receiving the monies that are supposed to be out working to prevent these things from happening, they're not being held accountable. Nobody is holding their feet to the fire. No one is going to them saying to them, you are receiving so many thousands of millions of dollars to provide violence intervention in this particular community. However, when these things are happening, you're not showing up until after the fact. If they're showing up then, where are you? Why aren't you showing up? And for the people that are in these various communities where these acts of violence or random acts of violence are taking place, if you got organizations that are your neighbors and they are not showing up and standing alongside you as you are fighting for your children, then you need to be on the front lines making sure that these organizations don't receive another dollar.
That's right.
Arnie Duncan's organization is getting millions of dollars for violence prevention.
Yeah.
Where is he? When is he going to show up? Is there going to be a press conference? Is there going to be something to let us know that you are worthy of these thousands of dollars that you are receiving on behalf of our children? But I digress. Now let's get to this list that I promised you all I was going to have. And if you all got kids, parents, Parents, parents,
in these schools.
if you got kids in these
Mm,
schools,
mm, mm.
you need to rethink your situation. But let me just say this also. Not only do you need to rethink the situation of the high school, because these are high schools, but you may need to rethink the situation of the grammar schools that
Mhm,
your kids are in
mhm,
that are feeding into these
mhm,
particular high schools. Because,
mhm,
see, here's the thing,
mhm.
they're going into high school not prepared. And we're allowing our children to be passed on not prepared. I can't, as an educator, love your child more than you.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, and I'd like to try, but that's your baby. That baby came out of your birth canal.
Mhm.
You and that man got together, and y'all loved on each other, and y'all made that child. I didn't have anything to do with that. While I care, and while I love children, especially black children, they ain't mine, and I just can't love them like you. Oh wait, maybe I do.
You may love
Because
them. Sometimes we may love them more.
that's why I said, hey, wait. But here are the schools where children are not only not reading at level, not performing math at level, they're not performing even below the below national standard.
God, dog. And them black kids mostly.
So you got, starting with Avalon Park Elementary School, Chicago Excel Academy, CICS Ralph Ellison Campus, Douglas High School Academy. And let me just stop there for a second. Douglas ain't got but 44 students.
Get out of
And
here. How
actually,
many hoes?
wait. It holds 900. I digress
God.
because these statistics are wrong.
Uh-huh.
This says that they have 44 students. They have 30.
Wait,
They have 30
wait.
students.
We have a whole high school being operated. First of all, I'm trying to understand, Carter, because they won't let us. We can't get a school to do real manhood training and train these short. You got to go through all these ropes and loops to get into a school to even have an effect on these kids. But here they are, empty schools, worried about who gonna come in there and help them, and background checks when they got 30 children.
30 kids.
And what 30 children? I can handle all 30 of those children. I'm saying that's 30 children.
That's not. Here's the crazy part.
And that's a high school?
It's a high school,
Lord
right on the
have
west
mercy.
side in my community, right over
Lord
there in
have mercy.
Austin.
Dude,
Here,
Austin, ain't that Brandon?
right down the street from Brandon's house. No, it ain't even down the street. It's across the street.
Get out of here.
I swear for
You
God.
ain't, and Mayor, you not telling me
It's
our great.
across the
You're
street
not
from
telling
his
me our
house.
great mayor. That school is across the street.
Across the
Hey,
street.
hey, Mayor, if you listening, if anybody is listening out there and y'all got the mayor's number and he's listening, hey, Mayor, I would like to go with you to, what's the name of the school?
Douglas.
I would like to walk over from your house to go and be a mentor, a guide, a help, and a big brother to those students at Douglas. Who's the principal?
I'm not sure.
Well, we'll figure it out.
It's been a
but
lot of
I'm
transition.
gonna find out now that you done made it me aware that 30 students that in whole houses 900.
That ain't even the worst
Oh,
part.
okay.
It's been under 50 students.
Do the mayor know that?
Hey, don't make me cuss online and have to put money in the jar.
No.
Now, here's the kicker. Douglas has had under 40 students for the last 6 years.
Come on.
Okay, wait. So listen to this. They've had under 40 students for the last 6 years or more.
Why?
The staff to student ratio is five. They're saying 5-1, but it's really 3-1. So you got, if for every one teacher, there's 3 students. So here's what's sad.
That's not bad.
No. Think about this, because the average school has 21 students per teacher. You got 3, and ain't none of them. Wait, ain't none of them.
Come on, Colin.
Not
Tyler, you exaggerate.
I wish you know what, I wish I was lying to you. I wish I was lying to you.
Lord have mercy.
I wish I was lying.
That list.
Look, I wish I was telling you a story.
44 students.
It's saying 44. I'm telling you it's 30.
So, is that saying 44,000 per student?
Mm-hmm.
What are we paying 44,000? You spend more in jail than that. What we? No, 42,000.
But here's the kicker.
56,000.
No. But this is what you're spending per student.
Okay.
At a school with 247 students. But you're spending 56
with 44. What the heck in the world is going on?
See, people. But let me get through this list, and then we go, because we gotta have some serious conversations about some of the madness that's going on here. So then you got Dubois Elementary School, Dunbar Vocational High School, Legal Prep Academy Charter School, Madison Elementary School, Manly Career Academy, and Manly is another one of those schools that only have 71 students. 71 students at Manly.
So how many teachers, if it's 44 students, how many teachers in there? Are we paying for teachers in an empty school?
Yes, sir, you are. There
legal?
Are approximately 30 teachers in that building.
Brandon, Mayor Johnson, with all due respect, if it's 30 teachers in the school
with 30
students, with $56 per student, 30 students, $56,000. I mean,
we want to make sure the people got the right number.
$56,000, brother Mayor. What are, and you're a school teacher yourself, you're an educator, you always say, why do you need so many teachers at that school with our tax dollars? Move them around where there's teachers are needed. I mean, where there's a shortage of teachers. Why would you have that many teachers in the school? I have to bear with. You think the principal would let me come over there to see how many students he got as a citizen?
I would just go.
I'm going to ask. You might have to go with me.
Hey, I ain't got no problem with that.
I need a witness. All right. Welcome, Frontline Show. Who are we speaking with?
Devin, what's going on, Mr. Senator Tyrone Muhammad? How
Yes,
you doing, sir?
Yes, sir. We're going to take that seat and we're going to bring these resources back to the community, and we're going to prevent some of this mass death and disinvestment. So yes, sir. Thank you.
So check it out. I was going through my Facebook memories today, and maybe about 3 years ago, ECCSC had a program because you all were in the Root Street facility.
Yep.
And it was a beautiful facility. Loved the facility. Brought my son over there, everything. You all were teaching people coding, computer. It was maybe 5 to 10 classes. No BS. You know it too.
Yep.
Now, you just talked about Phillips. We know the summer is coming. We know what's gonna happen. ECC, you've been saying this stuff. It's crazy and it makes us sound insane, but thank you for having the stamina to keep saying it, because you have to go back sometime to look forward. You know what I'm saying? So we know what's gonna happen. So really what you need is people to sign up, us as black men, to come out the house and be outside. Because that's really what it's going to take. Because all you're going to do is be driving around with your team, mitigating and following up behind stuff, doing the best you can. So we might as well all pitch in and help. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to take us to save us anyway. So if it's 8 kids and they can't read and there's only 20 of them in the school, that leaves everybody with a whole bunch of time to do stuff.
Man, that leave 100 men to be in that school serving them shorties.
And that's why it was so important for me to reiterate the staff student ratio.
Yes,
and the fact that it's been that way for the past several years. And you mean
they should be geniuses.
Somebody ain't listen.
I mean,
maybe the teacher's not genius.
If we don't expect the best from our children,
that's right,
and the children that didn't come from us, then what are we playing around for, right? So if I want the best for my son, right? Think about it. I'm not a felon, but I still expose my child to people that's different than them, because we all on the same team. Ain't no big eyes or little U's. You get in where you fit in, right?
Somebody tagged Brandon and said, I want to get into Douglas. Help me.
Yeah, we need to get up in there.
40 kids.
They got more than enough space. They got more than enough space. What are they doing all day?
You mean to tell me with the school occupancy is 900, they don't have 3 or 4 classrooms for us to have?
It's a proven program. It's different if you didn't already have a program. You're not starting from zero. You have a proven track record and a proof of concept for your programming.
Yeah.
We don't need to go through this anymore. Everybody knows Chicago is the energy of this country. That's why they want to always suck the energy out. But if we keep loving on each other and we keep having this unity, then what's the problem?
Yep.
There is no problem.
Hold on, I'm gonna land my plane with this. They wanted you and the mayor to have a beef. They want us to beef.
Yep.
We not beefing. That's what I want to say. We're not beefing with y'all in front of y'all. It's not gonna happen. So just leave it alone. We gonna work together. Muhammad for sending, man. Hey, bro, you know how I feel about you, man. We out.
Well, let's get ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
Carly, finish that list.
So the rest of the schools. So we got, I think I left off at Manly, Montessori of Inglewood Charter, ES, North Lawndale Prep, Penn Elementary School, Perspectives Charter, High School, Perspective Charter, Jocelyn Campus.
Wait, charter schools fell into?
Oh, yeah. It's probably more charter schools on this list than anything else. Lord. Raby High School.
So why is charter school always hollering about funding that would normally go to public schools? If they was the alternative to the public schools, why are they failing? Why are they failing?
Well, so let me just say this.
I mean, I'm not saying all of them are failing. I say, why are those on that? Why are charter schools on that list? They should be ashamed of themselves.
I agree, but here's the dirty truth about it. Charter schools were designed and put in place the same way community organizations and all of these different church groups that come in. Their premise was to come in and to save or change the trajectory or the course, making it better for our students and our communities, when in actuality, it was all about money. It has always been about a cash grab, because one of the things that people don't understand about charter schools
is about taking money.
It's about but yes, it's definitely about money. So let me tell you how charters work. And this is what people don't really understand, is that they are able to get private money as well as the per student capital money from the state and the federal government. They still get those funds. So they get the funds from the state, they get the funds from the federal government, they get the what do you call it? The state's Chapter 1 money. They still get those funds in addition to monies from their donors and the different ones. Now, the monies that they get from their donors and people like that, they can kind of do what they want to do with that money. So if I want to become a charter school director, like I don't know if you remember Mr. Ron Rangel, who made millions. Juan was paying himself millions of dollars as the CEO. But those are the kinds of things that you can do of charter schools. He ran the whole charter school network. But see, those are and I like Juan, my guy, we cool.
Still,
but see, those are the kind of things that you're able to do. And so you're able to, so they get public funds and private funds. They build their own buildings, and then listen to this. They build the buildings that they own, and then the Board of Education pays to maintain them.
Man,
it's such a it's such a racket, and
they learn more in prison than they learn in schools. And I'm telling you,
I believe that
people got degrees and they get their GED after they go to prison. That is a travesty for the American government that I have to lose my life. When you lose your life, you lose your time. That ain't no loss of life without losing time. You lose your life in them places because you lose time. And in there, the time they spend in the prisons of the public school system are not more effective than the prison of retribution. Go ahead.
So we got Raby. That's Raby. We got Spry Links High School, Teal Elementary Math.
Not like Emmett Till Elementary.
Yes, Teal.
So you gonna name us
Emmett Till
after this man?
Emmett Till Math and Science Academy. They got their nerve to call themselves an academy. Williams Medical Prep High School, YCCS Chatham, YCCS West, YCCS Albuzi Campus, YCC. Look like we just need to get rid of YCCCS.
How many they got?
They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Listen, now they got 15 schools.
My people out there listening, look up YCCS school system. Those are charters, right?
Yep.
Look up YCCS. Who paying? How we keep paying them and they failing our children? They're private.
They got on this list. They got 12 schools.
How are we paying them and our babies are failing in those? Are we sure those are charters?
Yep.
Or are they alternatives?
They may be charter alternative kind of fall under the same.
Because they private little situations.
Yeah, they come out. Yeah, they fall under the same.
What is this over there? How many students they got together? How are they packed in there?
Some of them, some of them.
100.
I think the most is this one right here with 327 students.
But which one I'm trying to understand?
And that's
how it costs $56,000 for one
high school. So that's up north.
How do it cost $56,000 for one school and then 19 and 5,000 for another one in the same city?
Interesting.
I'm not talking about the with Necker, Glencoe, Highland Park, Kenilworth. What else? What I'm missing? That's a Glencoe. I'm not talking about them Evanston and them suburbs.
And what's crazy is Douglas per student amount is more than any other school.
How is it $56,000 to educate a child, man?
Oh, here go one.
And they failing.
Two.
Man, and this is the most recent list.
This is the recent list, and so they publish it every 2 years.
Yeah.
There should be one coming out for this year. This was from 2023.
But what you teaching me for $10,000 that you can't teach me for $56,000? $10,000 that you teaching another student for $56,000.
Well, so some of that. So let me speak to that. So some of it comes if the kid has an IEP.
What's that?
IEP. That's what is those initials?
Some type of aid check.
Plan. It's IEP is when a child has a what IEP stands for. it's a plan for students who have disabilities, whether it be.
That's why they may have more. They
and
need
so they
more
may
service.
give more money because they need
more
more services.
attention. So you think the 30 kids is all IBP over at Douglas? It looks like it's 56 kids.
Possibly.
So then they need more help, man. They need more example of manhood. They need behavior modification. They need something going on where they can feel inspired. So they can feel like they loved. Because if they got mental health issues and they doing that, how great they would be if they saw black men in there caring about them. Like, yeah.
Individualized education.
Individualized education.
Yes, Miss Wanda, I love it. Individualized education. Well, wait a minute. Now, if you ain't got but 30 students and you got 30 teachers, they should be getting individualized education anyway.
Hold on, I know a little ma'am. So 30 and how many students?
30 and 30.
I got a little math. That's easy. CPS taught me that. That's one ratio of 1 to 1. CPS taught me that. That's a ratio to 1 to 1. They should have individual, and then don't count the principals, and they probably got all type of substitutes, and they probably got all type of counselors, and mental health therapists, and all that stuff. Oh Lord, have mercy.
And I think that this is, it just speaks to, but it speaks to the mismanagement. And so when I hear Mayor Johnson tout his relationship with education, and even as our city's leader, and I've heard him talk about many things over the years and over these last couple of months, but nothing where there is going to be some relief to what we're seeing in terms of education and these test scores that our kids are having. And as a matter of fact, one of the sticking points with the Chicago Teachers Union contract
that need to be
was more prep time for teachers. And my thing with that was, and even as an educator, and some people have opinions about things and they are sitting at home. I'm not. I'm actually in the classroom. One of my biggest issues with that is you're asking to take away more instruction time for them from those children. Because even if you add a prep or add some extra ancillary time to the teacher, 9 times out of 10, that is going to cause the children to lose time. Do people understand what we're saying here?
Yeah.
And so we're giving so much more. You're giving increase in pay. You're giving increase in prep time, and our children are increasingly failing. Everything going up, but the altitude of our kids.
Rodney Brown said, we as Black American freemen need to build our own school system. So
come on, yes.
So let's say this.
Yes.
Let me say this to you, Rodney.
Yes. Yes, Rodney.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad created Muhammad University. And compared to public schools, compared to charter schools or private schools, per child, per measure, how you do that, built and educated their own children. Yet Black people, in their religious, spiritual, and whatever ideologies that they have, don't seek to bring their children over there because they are indoctrinated in Islam, or they are taught as they are Muslim orientation. Yet, Black people who claim to be Christians will send their child to a Catholic school that's historically molested them boys and girls. And they're not of us. So we have had our own schools. Haki Amatabuti, who wrote the book Black Man Single, Obsolete, Dangerous, and a few other Naeem Akbar's, Akbar's and Francis Krauss Wells. They have had schools. Marva Collins. These people have had school running, but the black elites of Chicago didn't build them up where their schools could expand because they was caught up in these unions, bro.
Yeah.
These unions destroyed our communities. They destroyed our schools. Even if you were in a union, you can still tell the truth. They can protect the teacher. But I'm going to ask you, Carter. If I am the parent, that's why I like to give parents control. If I am the parent and we pull all our children out of the school system, what does that leave the union? CTU?
Non-existent.
So why would they think they have power over the parents? If I pull my child out of, I encourage openly. I have, and I'm still going to do it. I encourage parents to take their kids out of Chicago public schools.
I you know what? And
I encourage them because they can't get the problem. How you keep sending anybody that keeps sending their child to a failed school and learning failed lesson, they keep failing. Something wrong with the parent.
I agree.
Ain't nothing wrong with that kid.
Yes, I agree.
And anybody that don't like it, prove me wrong.
Let me tell you something.
You see, you people that judge it, you know why they judge it? Because they kid okay.
Kids is okay.
It is disrespectful, it is ungodly, and it's not American to keep failing our babies. But yet you got all the education resources, time when they go to prison. You're not gonna tell me we not forcing them to do nothing different. Because if you start saying take them kids out of school, you know why I know they can take the kids out of school? You know why I know? It don't even matter. What happened with COVID? Y'all tell me what happened with COVID. What was the kids? In school? Was the kids in school?
And not only were they not in school, you also have to talk about the fact that only 82% of the kids ever logged on.
Wow.
During that entire period of time.
So you lost 18%.
So you lost. No.
Is that right?
No, I'm sorry. 82% did
not log on. God.
It did not.
Hey, man.
Yes.
Yeah, man, we some hypocrites.
But you know what? The issue is us, Tyrone, and my children have, and they will all tell you. I have said to them all, if your children is in CPS. If I was raised,
the illegals today, got education.
My kids ain't nowhere in the world. My kids would be in a CPS school.
No way.
No way.
I would never put my child. I teach them from YouTube math courses before I teach. I can Google YouTube right now. And it will be a tutorial on social studies. It will be a tutorial on math, algebra, calculus. It will have everything you want to learn. History. Man, you got some of the best history teachers on the website.
But let me just say this, Tyrone. I remember when they first came out with charter schools, and when they first began talking about charter schools and they began marketing charter schools, I was very, very anti-charter school. And anybody who knows me know that Carter Trust absolutely detested charter schools. And let me tell you why. I had an issue with them. Anytime you are marketing something only to me, I already got a problem with it out the door. It might be the best thing since sliced bread. But if you only marketing it to me and people that look like me and nobody else, that's a red flag for me. So for me, there was always a red flag with charters because they only marketed to lower income communities. They only advertised on those local modern hip hop shows that everybody listened to. That was the only place that you can go and hear commercials and things talking about charter schools. And so because of that, that was already a red flag for me, because here's the one thing I know. Anything that's really good, people are substance keeping for themselves.
Absolutely.
They don't offer it
I ain't
to
gonna
us.
tell you.
And when I saw
I ain't gonna tell
that
you.
charter schools were being marketed
So I couldn't-
only to Black communities,
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about them. I didn't
Yeah.
have to have nobody tell me anything.
Yeah.
I knew out the door.
like that
I was
philosophy.
done.
I
That was
love
my
that.
philosophy.
I love it.
But here, look at this double side. Because one thing about me, I'm gonna be transparent. When I got ready to look for a little something to do on the side after I retired, there are two things I knew. I wanted to be a substitute teacher because I wanted to give back to our children. I knew I was going to substitute teach, and I knew I was not going to do it for CPS. Now, what's crazy is them same charter schools that I was vehemently against are where I wanted to go to work. You know why I wanted to go there to work? Because they control their environments in most cases. I found out that that's not always true either.
It's not, because
but
I was over at the Inglewood Prep, and when they were just trying to take it from them if they haven't already, and it was just,
I think it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah,
and it's
and
like,
it should have been.
well, I mean, if you take that, then take all of them.
And
I'm talking about all the public, all of them.
Well, yeah,
don't just take that one.
one.
Take them all. See, you know what? If I don't like you, see, I can say this right here. Take your kids out of them schools. And people would cringe. But then they closed. How many schools Ron closed?
52.
He closed 50-some schools. And guess what happened to those students? They got murdered.
Yep.
They dropped out.
Yep. They never tracked them. They never made sure they showed.
Okay.
Wait, let me just say this one thing. It's so many issues when you get into this. But let me just say this one thing. And I looked at this as I was looking at the statistics for those schools that had no kid, that had absolutely not one kid who could read and write on level. Along with those statistics, what they talked about was the money that was supposed to be saved on those 50 closed schools. Those schools were closed in order to save the city money. What people don't realize is that closed schools are costing the city $7.2 million a year because they're still maintaining them. So if you gotta maintain, but if you gotta maintain it, why the heck did you keep it open?
Well, the same reason I tell you why.
Or give it to the community.
They won't do it. They'll give it to the migrant. You know, I went to jails at Wadsworth.
I remember.
I was asking, in South Shore, when they brought the consent decree, the police was over there working, and they promised us that we can bring our kids over there as a safe space for them to learn, to grow, to have fun. They're a safe place for them. They didn't do that. Glenn Brooks will tell you, and all of them was over there. And that's the thing I say. Even with knowing these people, and they watch the government do that while they work in the spaces. And these black men, and police chiefs and all that, you watch them do this to us. Say that this is what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. And turn around and have all the money in the world to rehab the same closed schools. I want y'all to listen out here and out there. Those schools that wasn't good enough for black kids, and you uprooted them and sent them all around where other gang, clique, set coaches where they couldn't even learn because I'm too fearful for my life when I get ready to go home. Am I gonna get stabbed, shot, or murdered going across the enemy line? You put all that money and resources and outfitting schools for the migrants and housing in them schools from non-citizens that you wouldn't do for black children. Man, the hell with y'all. I hope God do something to y'all tomorrow.
But I also wanted to say this, and I because I sub in a charter school network, there are some really good charter schools. Most of them are not, unfortunately.
Most of them.
Any Horizon charter school, those are some of the best. Noble Street, very good. Now, one thing about Noble Street is their
And I
discipline.
emphasize, these are my views.
Their
These are
discipline.
my words.
Yes.
These is not the words of IntellectualRadio.com. These are Tyrone Muhammad words, and I take full responsibility for what I say, and I back it up. And I'm telling you, y'all are evil. Y'all are evil, and we keep playing into this evilness. You can't point at Trump. This is evil where our children are losing.
They're losing.
They've been losing before Trump.
And they're
And you
really
better
losing.
find something else to say besides anti-Trump. You better fix these schools. How we gonna fix the school, Lieutenant Governor? How you gonna fix the school, this person? How you gonna fix the schools? How you gonna stop the violence? So if you fix the schools, how do we stop the violence in schools? What type of person do we put in there that has a social, emotional, some type of conscientious, and even street to professional understanding of how to navigate the multiple thought processes and disinvestments and traumas of these young brothers and sisters coming in these places?
But y'all walking around here mad because the Department of Education has been dismantled.
Right.
What in the heck has the Department of Education been doing with your kids? If you got kids right now from K to 12th grade and you got an attitude because Trump dismantled the Department of Education, you a fool. You're a fool.
How long has it been around?
You're a fool.
How long has the Department of Education been around? Somebody
Since
Google that.
The 80s, sometime in the 80s.
And our children felling? What the heck we still got it for?
They've actually done worse.
God.
All over the country.
How
under the
is it?
Department of Education. Make that make sense.
It don't make sense.
And that's what I'm saying.
But it's done work. We used to own our own schools. We was more educated when we was in the 1980.
Yeah.
And look, we was better educated in a one-room shack.
Yes.
Than we were in a whole institution of education.
A whole institution of education. And so, parents, I say that to say,
80s.
You're going to begin to see, because a lot of us have come to the realization that this system is not worthy of our children. This system is not worthy of educating our children. And so you're going to begin to see small schools popping up all over this city. And it would behoove you to take advantage of some of the schools that are going to be coming up. We are working on having more private home schools. Mm-hmm. What is happening to our children?
That's what I will give.
The violence.
The violence.
The lack of education, the lack of resources, the lack of time that is going into the betterment of them. We can't continue in this way. We absolutely cannot continue. We must do better.
Sure, time that went by so fast.
I'm sorry.
You all right? We 10:06. So y'all, as we close out, we just it's sad. It's sad. It hurt my heart because I deal with children every day. I mentor a lot of them. And there's no greater thing to do, man, when a mama calls you and tell you to go identify her little kid or son in the morgue. Like, they don't get to see that, right? They don't get to see the skull hanging over in the brain. They don't get to see the eyeball hanging out the head. Sometimes. Those pictures that I've seen, I ain't got no time to play with y'all out there. These babies getting blowed down, and you hear no pressure. If a child get murdered in a center of learning, or get shot where they supposed to learn and grow and be protected, and no elected official come out and express condolences or express remorse like it never happened. But then 7 people get shot in Highland Park. The president, the governor, the Genghis Khan, and everybody, and come out to that community that gets murders once every 30, 40 years like that. We see it every day.
Every day.
And nobody comes out and comes to, man, we keep voting the same way. And you got, it ain't going to be another situation where Tyrone Muhammad is sitting and ain't showing up. I'm going to make it personal because I want to show you, listen, this doggone office don't make me. I make it.
We make it.
We make it.
We make it.
But individual lives, the people send you somewhere to do something for them.
Yes.
And they deliver nothing, Todd. So we here, man. This is a hard, heavy thing.
This was
because
heavy.
to see the educational system the way it is, and
This
then we act
heavy.
as though these CTU and these educators are so damn brilliant. Because I know, even if I was a teacher, I would not work in CPS. We need good teachers. I would leave. Because if enough good teachers leave, they may listen. Because if you keep getting a check in the bad system, and you say it's not, man, I can't keep doing certain things and certain things. If you got a heart and a love for the people, it should damage you
when you're
and your
that.
soul if you keep showing up.
You know, that
and
happens
never
only
no
if
crime.
you have a conscience.
I guess you got to have a soul.
Gotta
So are
have a
you telling
soul.
me the teachers don't have soul?
Some of them don't.
God. Man, this is Intellectual Radio, and this is Frontline Show. The words of this radio program, Frontline Show, is not necessarily and it's not intellectual radio. These are our own words and hold us accountable.
The
for
opinion
what we
of
say.
Carter Trust, and you can hold me accountable.
That's
I
right.
probably don't give a care, and you know that though, don't you?
So we're gonna reiterate.
Cool.
These are our opinions. And thank you all for tuning in. I may not see you Tuesday because I think I'll be in Springfield. Kyla need to be there too, quit playing, but she probably got to work. But yeah, we'll be in Springfield. So thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, we got a mixer on Monday. And let's go, y'all. Let's do better. Thank y'all.
Peace.
Catch a variety.
Man, I came in here and hit it. Yeah, that's some sad shit.
How can you?
You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect.